What's up, guys? How y'all doing? In case if you all did not see my review of Metallica Some Kind of Monster or the posted on my community tab, you would all know that I was out of town this weekend on vacation. Not only did I get to spend time with my family, my cousins, but I also got to see one of my favorite bands, Limp Bizkit, along with my favorite band, Metallica, live this past weekend. And guys, no exaggeration here, it was one of the best weekends of my life. Like, guys, I can't describe how grateful I am and how joyful I am that I got to experience what I did this past week. And I'm not gonna lie to you all, I'm a little sad that it's over, but regardless, I am very, very grateful and I am blessed. And to say that I'm so, just to say at least, to say that I'm fucking just ecstatic that I got to experience what I did, I can't put into words. But I also did see Ballerina this weekend, so let's talk about it. So, Ballerina is not only the latest entry of the John Wick franchise, but it is also the first spin-off of the John Wick franchise, directed by Len Wiseman. In Ballerina, we follow a character named Eve, who is portrayed by Ana de Armas, who after she saw her father being murdered in front of her as a young child, she sets off on a revenge quest to kill her father's killer. Before I continue on with today's video, I just wanted to say, welcome to my channel, everybody. For those of you who are coming by my channel for the very first time, be sure to hit the subscribe button to miss a future video, whether it's a feature review, a reaction, a top 5, a top 10, or whatever I've coming your way, and join me on my journey to 10K subscribers and beyond, because believe me when I say this, guys, you are not going to want to miss the cool stuff I have coming your way. And for those of you who are coming back to my channel, by the way, welcome back, everybody. You have no idea how happy I am to see your faces once again. And let's also start our conversation below as well. What did you guys think of Ballerina? And by the way, I do apologize once again, this video is a bit late, but regardless, guys, what did you guys think of Ballerina? Did you guys like the film? Did you dislike the film? Did you think this film was a worthy entry into the John Wick franchise? Let me know below. Alrighty, guys, so let's get into Ballerina.
Excellent!
As you all are fully well aware, I am a massive fan of the John Wick franchise, and I will still never forget to this day, almost 11 years ago. Can you believe that, guys? It's almost been 11 years since the very first John Wick film came out, and how I felt about that film when I saw that first trailer to when it came out, as to how this whole franchise has evolved. I am a huge fan of those first 4 films, so as you all can imagine, when I heard they're going to be making a spin-off film, I was a little worried at first. I was a little nervous knowing that they were just going to be continuing on, although I will say, I'm a massive fan of Ana de Armas, as I do think that she is not only a talented actress, but it looked like in the footage that I saw that she could kick some serious ass. And not to mention as well, I am also a fan of Len Wiseman. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of his Total Recall remake, however, I do like his first 2 Underworld films, and I also do think that his Die Hard film kicks a lot of ass. So put those 2 and 2 together and make a film within the John Wick franchise. This could be a nice little, fresh interpretation, a brand new person putting their stamp on the franchise. And guys, I am very happy to say that I really enjoyed Ballerina quite a bit. There's only one performance that I feel like I gotta talk about, even though I do want to spend a quick moment and recognize Lance Reddick, who I will say, it was nice of him to see him, and I think this was his final film role before he unfortunately passed away. Lance Reddick is great, I just want to say that really quick. Ana de Armas is one of the most exciting, and I think one of the brightest stars working today. I mean, just look at just 2 of her past films. Later on 2049, which, if you guys know me very, very well, one of my favorite movies of all time, and not to mention as well, Knives Out. I mean, and also, oh my god, I almost forgot to mention No Time to Die, even though she's not in the film that much, but she is definitely a scene stealer in No Time to Die. And not only am I very happy to say that Ana de Armas is great in this film, but she kicks some serious ass. I don't know how much of the action arc was due to her or her stunt double, I have no idea, but I will say, when you can see Ana de Armas kicking ass, she sells those action sequences, and I really do think that this movie and how things end with her character, I would like to see more films with her because I thought she was just that good. I'm a fan of Len Wiseman's work. I mean, I think that Len Wiseman is a very competent filmmaker, especially when it comes down to the action genre. I mean, do I need to mention the first two Underworld films, not to mention as well Die Hard, the fourth Die Hard film, which I think is a badass Die Hard film. I thought that Len Wiseman did a great job of putting his own stamp of the franchise. I thought that Len Wiseman did a very good job of putting his own stamp and putting his own perspective onto the John Wick franchise, and I thought that Len Wiseman not only did a great job of directing the dramatic stuff, but not to mention as well, his work on the film's action I thought was very, very well done. Speaking of which, how is the action, guys? The action is great in the film. It's a lot of fun. It's very enjoyable. It's hard-hitting action, and something I might as well say really quick. While the action is not shot by Dan Lawson, who shot John Wick 2, 3, and 4, and it's noticeable that the action wasn't shot by him, not to mention as well how he shot those films, in particular from the color palette. But regardless, the DP for this film, I think his name is Roman, something like that. I'll put his name right here. I thought that the DP did a very good job of shooting the film's action sequences. While the film's action doesn't have that same excitement or that same, I guess you would say as the kids now would say it, sauce as the previous John Wick films, at the same time, I will very happily say that the film's action sequences are very, very well shot, and not to mention as well, it does carry that same visual language from the previous John Wick films while directed Len Wiseman and as DP do add their own visual stamp to this franchise with Ballerina. There is an action sequence in this movie into which I'm pretty sure you guys have heard it already, but there's an action sequence that involves grenades. Holy crap. There's also another badass sequence involving a flamethrower, to which I will have something to say about this later on, and also, not to mention as well, is there some suspension of disbelief here and there in this movie? There is. But at the same time, I was having so much fun with these action sequences that I really didn't mind so much for the most part of other things that were happening that wouldn't happen really. Keanu Reeves coming back as John Wick was such a welcome surprise, even though his addition is really just more of an extended cameo, but regardless, there is a scene with them. Fucking awesome. And how the film ends? Pretty freaking good, gotta say.
Well, that's just fucking great!
With that being said, and I do have to say, guys, that I do believe that Ballerina is the weakest link of the franchise. The first thing I gotta talk about is the storytelling, in particular, the motivation as to why it's happening. Even though Ana de Armas does do a great job of pulling off that motivation of wanting to go after her father's killer, the motivation, the reasoning as to why it's all happening, it's generic as hell. I mean, it's motivation that's been done countless, and I mean countless fucking time, guys. What I'm about to say would involve spoilers, but in case if you guys haven't seen the film, don't worry, I won't say anything. There's a thing that's introduced, a thing that happens halfway through the film, and it's one of those things that is supposed to be this huge thing, and it's something that kind of happens out of nowhere, but not in a good way. Like, it just happens, and I just literally thought, wait, what? Okay. Norman Reedus. I love Norman Reedus. Now, this is nothing against him because I think he is a great actor, one of the best out there. However, he's barely in the fucking movie. The film's action sequences, I thought for the most part, were very, very well done. However, there's an action sequence in this movie into which, like I mentioned to you guys earlier, it involves flamethrowers. There is a particular thing that a character does in this scene, and do not get me wrong, visually, it looked really, really cool. But at the same time, I was really just thinking, why would you do that? I mean, it looks cool, sure, but did you have to do that to yourself? Just Why? I just found this one particular moment I just found it to be fucking stupid. One moment in particular involving Ana de Armas, into which I thought she got, to say the least, a pretty bad injury. A pretty bad injury. The next scene, it was just gone, and I just thought, oh, what happened to her wound?
And here we go.
So overall, even though I do believe it is the weakest link of the franchise, Ballerina is regardless a damn good time and a damn entertaining time at the movies. Ana de Armas absolutely kicked ass in this role, and if they do want to continue making movies with this character, with her, I am absolutely down to see it happen. All in all, I'm gonna give Ballerina a 3.5 out of 5. While I do think that Ballerina is the weakest film of the franchise, it is still, regardless, a damn good time at the movies. Go see it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed my review of Ballerina. If so, please hit the like button, or if you dislike this review, hit the dislike button. If you guys want to see in my previous 2 videos, please click either right there or right there. And of course, until my next review or video goes live, I will see you all next time.